guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Amirah Danielle. So today I'm going to be doing a foundation routine for you guys. I had a little bit of trouble figuring out what to actually do today, so I created a poll. It was between doing my foundation routine and the mixing all your makeup challenge. 71% of you guys voted for the foundation routine, and then 29% voted for the mixing challenge. And then also I did a poll on Twitter, but I don't have a lot of like interaction with people on Twitter, so if you do have a Twitter, follow me, put it right here. But yeah, I ran a poll on there. Oh, and looks like that won out of the majority, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I want it to be sort of informative, just to teach you guys, especially beginners, or even if you're not a beginner and you need some tips, some of the tips and tricks that I use that help me get a better looking face. So let's just get right into it. So I always go in with this Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm, and I know I always say that I do it, but the reason why I do it is because it's just a really good primer. It gets tacky after you sit it on and let it dry, just like a primer does. So I am going to use it, and I have really sensitive skin and I've never broken out from this. So I'm not saying that to say like if you try it and you have sensitive skin you won't break out. It gets tacky. You can like start feeling the resistance that it gives like on your skin, and once it dries down a little bit more, that's when I start applying my foundation. In addition to that, I'm going to be going in with another primer. This is the Cover FX mattifying primer, and this has acne treatment in it. I got this with my points from Sephora. I just thought that it was cool because it said like, you know, acne treatment, and I've had acne before. So I'm going to be putting this on all of the areas that I get oily, like literally down the middle of my face, like the T-zone. That's really where I get oily at. So a tip that I want to share with you guys is a way that can help your foundation stay on throughout the entire day, and it helps with a more mattifying look. This trick is just to put translucent powder that you use on before you do your foundation. So you do your primer, then you do the powder, and then you do the foundation. So this one that I'm going to use today is the Airspun translucent powder. You can get this from Walmart. It's like $8, and I'm using this because it's very lightweight. It will not cake your face up, so don't like worry about that. I'm just going to take a damp beauty sponge. This is the one by Eco Tools, and I'm just going to dip into it. And the reason why I'm using the beauty sponge is because it's going to like kind of melt it in there. See, I can't even think of the word. And I'm telling you guys, it's going to help your makeup stay on. And if you're wondering like why I'm putting it on the places that I said I don't get oily at, that's because, again, one of its benefits is because it's going to help your makeup like last all day. Don't spend too much time like worrying about how your face looks like a ghost right now. Don't spend too much time thinking about that. So the next thing you want to do is apply your foundation just like normal. You look crazy, but trust me, you'll be great. So I have a few foundations that I really wanted to kind of feature in this video to talk to you guys about. The first one is one of my favorites. This is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation. This one is a foundation and concealer in one, and it's in the color 24 Golden. I really like Clinique products, specifically their foundations. One of my first high-end foundations that I bought was the Clinique oil-free mattifying primer. It was like in a squeezy tube, and I loved it. It always had my face so smooth, you know, it just looked very airbrushed, but it was always matte, so I love that. And then it turned my face a little bit too orange, I think, so I kind of stopped using it, and I wanted to try this one out. I loved it a lot. I used it when I was on vacation. Another one, you guys know I keep talking about this, but it's the Maybelline Super Stay Foundation. I love this stuff. It's so lightweight. It's so, it's just amazing. Head over to that tutorial if you haven't seen it. I did like a first impression review. Love this foundation. It's very great for oily skin. It just lasts all day, so love it. But the one that I'm going to be using today, I didn't even expect myself to be talking about this, but it was one of the foundations that I used an entire summer, like 2 summers ago, and I loved it. And this is the Fit Me foundation by Maybelline, of course. Very affordable. Almost everybody loves this foundation and raves about it. I feel like everyone should have this foundation in their archives because it's literally just a classic. They have a line like for the oily people, and they have some for like a dewier foundation for drier people. So I have two colors here, 330 and 340. Yeah, I'm gonna mix them today. That looks like a good color for me actually. So I'm going to be starting blending my makeup with the Morphe M439 brush. I think that this brush is such a classic brush to have, especially put your foundation on with. It's just amazing. So I go in circular motions when I'm putting my foundation on. Sometimes I go like this to kind of stipple it in. So look how beautiful this foundation just blends out. I'm not going to say it's full coverage, you know, it's not full coverage, but it's beautiful in the sense that it's matte, but it's radiant. Like, it just makes you look so good, I feel like. If you want your foundation to look flawless, you want to make sure that you're applying enough, and you want to just make sure that it's blended out the best it can be. So I'm going on with my wet beauty blender. This is just dampened with regular water, you know. Make sure you're always using your beauty blender wet. So I'm really just going over my entire face and covering it up. If you are oily and you want to try a foundation that is dewy or more radiant, hydrating, like towards the dry skin, I would suggest definitely using the powder before your foundation, but using a lot of mattifying products. So the only hydrating product that you're using is the foundation that you want to try out. The next step is your concealer. Concealer is pretty important because it adds a lot of dimension and depth to your face. I didn't really understand this concept until I actually began to do it. So as you can see, like, your face is not a flat surface. Your face has, you know, you have texture, you have dimension to it, you have a nose. So the concealer not only conceals, but it enhances those dimensions. Right now, with us just having the foundation, it's just kind of like a, whoop, we just have foundation on our face. So let me just show you how it looks when you're doing that. So the one that I'm going to be using today is the Ulta Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. This one's in the color Deep Warm. First, we're going to just take our concealer, and I'm just going to go literally right where like this little crease is, where my eye and my nose meet. I'm going to start here, drag it down like that, and then drag it over. And I'm literally stopping where my eye stops. I'm not going all the way out. And then I'm going to flip the brush that has more product on it, bring that down and fill that space in. And that's where I put my concealer. Dip back in and do the same thing on this side. Because if you think about it, that's a lot of product and you blend it out. So it'll literally blend out in that exact spot. You don't need to add so much concealer. Sometimes I highlight my forehead, sometimes I don't. I just kind of like go like that. Highlighting your forehead depends. Me, I don't think I have such a huge forehead, so I can go far out with my concealer because it draws the light right there, so it accentuates my forehead a little bit more. If you have a larger forehead, you don't want to put a lot of highlighter, but you might want to contour to bring your forehead and make it a little bit smaller. So this is what I do to highlight and conceal my face. If I do want to go like a little bit lighter and, you know, highlight, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This one is in the color Medium / Deep Tan. This one actually is a little bit lighter, and I'll just go like over top of that Ulta concealer. Then I'm going in with my beauty blender. I'm going to be using the tip of it to get underneath of my eyes and blend it out. And the reason why I use the butt of the blender to blend out my concealer is because there's more surface area, but it also helps me blend in my concealer to my foundation a little bit better. As I am finished using the pointy side, I kind of go over the edges with the part that has the foundation on it because it blends it together and makes it look a little bit more seamless. I let it dry a little bit more. That creates a little bit more of a full coverage look, just FYI. And I'm just going to tap over it, just like that. And I'm not going to be bringing my concealer too far out. I'm literally bringing it probably to where my eyebrows stop. And the way you do that is by blending in the area that you're working with. You know, the product is on the beauty blender, so wherever you put it is where it goes. And just pushing it into the skin. Literally just bouncing it into our skin, pressing it in. Now that we are all blended out, I want you guys to take like a look at my face and like tell the difference at how it looks now compared to like how it looked before. It looks like our eyes are a little bit more brighter, a little bit more awake. So since the center of our face tends to be pushed back, we kind of brought it out and emphasized it by adding the highlight. The next thing you want to do is set your foundation, and I'm going to be doing that with the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. This one is in the color Deep. This one's so smooth and so lightweight that I can actually use this for my under eye. You don't have to use a translucent powder. I want to say that. As long as what you're using is not like a very heavier powder. I'm going to go in with my beauty blender today. This is my first time doing this. So I'm dipping into that powder and setting where we placed all of that concealer. Like dipping into it. You know, don't be shy. You can, if you have too much, take it on your hand and roll off the excess. You can see I have a lot of there. Press it in and set that concealer. Then I want to set the rest of my face, so I'm going to go in with my MAC Dark Mineralized Skin Finish with this Morphe brush, and I'm just going to set the remainder of my face with this powder. If you feel like you applied a little bit too much powder, or you might have like a little bit too much makeup, refresh your skin. And I do that by using a spray. So I have two different sprays here that you can use. The Milani Make It Last spray. Also, I really love this Tarte Ready Set Radiant Skin Mist. It's very refreshing. I've also used MAC Fix Plus. That works great. But I like to give myself a spray, as I know that I used a lot of powder. Sometimes the spray isn't really misty. Take your beauty blender, go over it. So the next thing you want to do in terms of finishing up your face, you want to bronze it up, warm your face up a little bit more. Some people contour, you can do that too, but I'm going to be using bronzer. This is my CoverGirl bronzer in the color Brown Bronze. This has been like giving me life lately. So I go into that with my Morphe brush. This is really fluffy and big, and I dip into it, making sure that I get enough product on there. And I'm just starting right here, sort of like, see where the top of my ear is? Starting right there. Going in circular motions and warming up my face. Gradually, you'll begin to see the difference. Today is a chill day, so I'm not putting too much on. But look at my face now. I look so much warmer, you know. The first bronzer that I was able to find in the drugstore that's not shiny and that's dark enough for me. And I don't even hear people talking about CoverGirl that much, so it's like surprising that this is so good. I thought that something was wrong with the line or something, I don't know. But alright guys, so I'm gonna go off camera, finish my face, and then we can talk about things once I'm back. Alright guys, I'm back. I completed the rest of my face. I really went for a natural look today. Like I said, today was really more about the skin and how we apply the foundation in order for it to look as natural as possible. So this is the turnout that I came up with. This face should last me, I'm anticipating it to last me pretty much all day. It's 3:13 right now. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I had for you guys today. I kind of wanted to do something a little bit more, you know, informative, to teach you guys something. Let me know if you like these videos. I want to do something that will actually be meaningful to help you guys apply your makeup. So whatever can help you guys the most, benefit you guys, will, you know, eventually make me happy. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know if you try these techniques and it works for you. Yeah, and guys, we are at 415 subscribers. That was so fast. I remember I was literally just at 150 subscribers, so you know, such a low number, but it's going up. Like, we're growing so fast, so I'm so happy about that. I hope that you guys are enjoying my content. I'm enjoying providing it to you guys. yeah, that's it for me. Bye.